Hello to anyone here. Bonus stream. This melody. It is the No Thoughts Empty Head. No Thoughts Head Empty Part 6 video game music by Shadow at Noon. Hello, Goofy Likes Edit Things. Welcome. Also, we've got a new follower. SSJG Sano. Thanks for following. Appreciate it. And Default AH. Thank you both. Appreciate that. Hello, Dawn. Welcome. You're being blocked by a notification, but welcome. Yeah, so today's just a bonus stream because we are one stream away from affiliate because we did test streams. So we're already at the requirement, which means, yeah, I'm doing just a one-off stream today. Tuesday is not going to become like a normal day I'm going to stream. So I'm not playing Hollow Knight today. I'm just doing some Photoshop stuff because I've got a bajillion panels to color. But yeah, while we're here, also check it out. You see that? Free run in the background. Can't fall from there because I can't knock them off. So they're safe. Thank you, Default. I appreciate that. I'm really happy with how that Goodnight Pun Pun one turned out. So I'm glad you like it. I like the Chuja Next one as well. I don't think there's any MMVs I've made that I really dislike. Maybe like the Star and Stripe versus Shigaraki one. Because that one's aged a little bit weaker than some of my other ones. But it's not too bad. Yes, yeah, so here's the thing, right? In terms of emotes, obviously we've got a Patreon, we've got a Patreon Discord, and I made some... So we've got some emotes for the Discord, which is why we have Hikari dancing green screens ready, and already in kind of GIF form. But the wait, that's not the one. This heart Greninja thing was made by someone on the Patreon Discord, a wonderful member called Dereky, and they made a bunch for the Patreon Discord in like one day. They just kind of churned them out. So yeah, I asked for permission if we could use them for the stream, and we can. So, you know, once we are affiliates, we will have a lot of stuff already ready to use. When can you finish your Dan MMV? I don't know, honestly. A part of me is hoping it can be done this year. But I have like another 80 panels to color, so I'm not sure how likely that is. I hope I can get it done as soon as possible. Because like the animation part of it, the After Effects side of things, is very straightforward, I think, compared to some of my other stuff. But the Photoshop side of things is not easy. It's very difficult. Yeah, 80 pounds is wild. It's a lot of stuff, but I need it to be a lot of stuff, because otherwise I'm not, you know, committing to the idea properly. I almost kind of cut the idea short to just like the first 15 seconds of the opening because I didn't want to hate myself too much, but just like the more I think of the idea, you know, the more I want to really do it justice. Let me just turn the volume a little bit. You're going to open After Effects on screen, or you're doing so After Effects? I assume you mean only Sony Photoshop. So here's the thing, right? I might do some After Effects stuff at some point, not for today's stream, but I do have to be careful, because if you were here on the first stream we did, we had OBS, Photoshop, and After Effects open at the same time, and everything slowed down. We went on Task Manager, and my memory was at 98% used. So the PC almost just crashed on the first stream. So I'm being a little bit careful, because Photoshop's fine. Photoshop's, you know, it's not too resource heavy, but After Effects takes so much stuff. You know, and OBS does as well, but especially After Effects. So streaming After Effects, yeah, we'll see what we can do. Again, if it's solely After Effects stuff, it's not so bad, because normally I don't try to have both apps open, but specifically for what we were doing, I was trying to, you know, test the colors and stuff. The Chainsaw Man Karaoke one's really funny. I really like that one as well. That kind of chapter's like perfect for the kind of stuff I like animating, because I'm like a big fan of like, what's it called? What's the word? Diegetic kind of music in movie scenes. Well, what it reminded me of, if any of you have ever seen Shaun of the Dead, right? There's that one scene when they're in the pub, and the music player starts playing like Queen, like like, I think it's like Don't Stop Me Now or something. They're like beating the crap out of us like a zombie in time with the music. That whole thing reminded me of that. So I really love when movies do that. Yeah, that one. It's really good. But with that said, I'm just going to go ahead and open Photoshop. Because again, I've got... So this is one I colored earlier today. So I'm going to be using this as the idea for the colors. And just basically transition it to this. Obviously, it's not loyal to the colors of the anime, which I've never intended to do, so that's fine. But for some specific things, I've tried to keep it loyal to the colors. So, the queen herself, yes. I can't wait to see all these characters animated. Like, it's so good. Thank you to Suarez Transcended for the follow. I appreciate that. So, yeah. So I've already separated this into layers, actually. The dish, Ira, and then also her front leg as well. They'll be separated. So it shouldn't be too bad. I'm just going to grab the color code from this real quick. Yeah, so I don't know how long I'm going to be streaming today, because again, it really is just a bonus stream, so I can get affiliate. Because it'd be pointless to kind of wait until, you know, Friday to stream again, I think. So yeah, probably about 2 hours stream. Nothing super crazy. Basically just until I finish colouring this and maybe like a turbo granny panel. But feel free to ask any questions. I mean, I'll just be interacting with chat the entire time, so. Skin colour. Let me smooth this, actually. There we go. I don't even need that anymore, to be honest. Go away. What stone you can use for Asa? I don't know, man. Probably. I mean, if I was going to, it'd probably just be what are they called? The metal bands. Is it metal? I don't even know what genre it is. Maximum the Hormone. I've currently got an idea of a Chainsaw Man Part 2 MMV that I'm not committing to yet because I'm waiting for more content in the manga. And Maximum the Hormone is the band and the song. But it's tricky because, like, the problem is I find a Maximum the Hormone song that I think is like, oh wow, this probably really fits. And then I see the lyrics and I'm like, is this too much? Because some of those lyrics are intense. Like, one of the songs I was going to use was like, I mean, I might still use it, so I won't spoil it, but so the whole ending of the song, they're chanting stuff that I didn't hear on first listen. But with like how the direction the manga's kind of gone in, it low-key kind of fits. So I don't know. Let's do the legs first. Actually, you know what? It's tricky with these colors because with lighter colors you can just paint over it with multiply brush like I did with this. It's really quick and simple. But with darker uniform, I like to, you know, color it properly and change it. And so we first need to kind of separate the highlighted parts. But that's kind of tricky, because this is a lot of highlighted parts. You know, I'll color the hair first, but I need to make the outline of the hair a little bit thicker. Yeah, Denji's just got it rough. Today's chapter is just another one on top of it. I always feel bad for Denji, see him on like tier list, just like absolute worst written protagonist, #1, Denji. And it's like, is he though? I feel like, I mean, you know, I think it's, people always say a little bit too much, oh, it's just the most misunderstood, you know, main character ever, but they're not completely wrong, honestly. Have you watched Re:Zero? I have watched Re:Zero. I'm watching season 3 at the moment. I'm an anime only. It's great, yeah. I really enjoy it. I think it's Re:Zero for me is a unique experience because for most things I watch anime-wise, I can just read the manga, and I lack the self-control to not just go ahead and read the manga. So Re:Zero is a unique one where I refuse to read the light novel because there's not enough pictures, you know. Yeah, I know. It's just, I mean, it's not actually the proper reason, but it's part of it, you know. It's a lot easier to hold back on reading a light novel than it is to read you know, a manga. So, no, it's fun. And I don't actually know what happens each week, and I haven't been spoiled. And for the record, if you do spoil me, I will time you out into oblivion. Just know that. Agni. Is that, I recognize the name. Is that like the Fire Punch guy? I haven't read that one yet, but I want to. Everything I hear about Fire Punch just makes it sound like the most, like, weirdest shit. I know it starts off with, like, incest or something. That's all I know, really, about Fire Punch. I've seen out-of-context panels, and of that one that's just been memed to death, where he's, like, kind of smiling into the camera. Or not smiling, so I don't know what you'd, like, describe the expression as, but, I mean, you know which one. Hello, yes, not yes, welcome. Hope you're having a good afternoon, evening, morning, whatever it is, wherever you are. Yeah, it does. Nice. I've seen, again, because I haven't read it myself, but I've seen, like, people on Twitter kind of start read-throughs and and I've kind of seen the reactions to the first chapters, and there's always just, huh? Every single time. There aren't many MMVs of Fire Punch, though. I think I've seen one MMV of Fire Punch, but I don't remember anything from it, because I think it was just a bit of like a fever dream in terms of visuals. Just a lot of fire effects. I don't actually remember anything about the story. 3 AM. Damn. Well, I hope you're getting good sleep, even with that sleep schedule. But I appreciate you tuning in anyway. For me, if I stay up like 3 AM one night, my sleep schedule is cooked for like an entire week. It's rough. Yeah. Well, I'll definitely give it a read. Again, it's tricky when it comes to reading manga at the moment, because like when I'm working on MMV, it's very difficult to spread my focus to other things. Because I spend so much time just rereading and rereading and rereading for the MMV to find panels that I just struggle to get kind of, you know, stuck into a story properly. Like for some MMVs, I've just got to like hyper fixate on one specific manga until it's done. Unless it was Pun Pun. With Pun Pun, one read was enough. I didn't want to reread it. It's not really the kind of manga I think you want to reread. I have to stay awake to fix it. That's rough. I get really like headachy and migrainey whenever I like don't sleep properly. Have I? Oh, there we go. Yeah, so right now I'm just adding thicker outlines for the hair to make my life a little bit easier when I color it in. Because when we use the multiply brush, it doesn't affect darker colors like this. Also, I make the head a little bit clearer as well. There we go. How do you get start off with getting an idea from an MMV? I mean, it depends on the one. Usually, most of my ideas come from just kind of listening to stuff on Spotify in some kind of like random, you know, J-pop, J-rock kind of playlist. And I'll kind of listen to something. Like with this Dan MMV, I was just listening to like a Japan stuff playlist I have on Spotify. And Step Up Love started playing, and I was like, that's a catchy song, and I thought this could be a good MMV song for something, and I thought about the series I've read, and I thought Dan, and then it just kind of, you know, the idea clicked, and I just kind of kept listening to the song while thinking of, you know, Dan type visuals with Step Up Love, and it just kind of evolved from there. For some songs, like the Yugami-kun MMV I did, I had both the song and the series already in the backlog, but I just randomly, just one night, just kind of paired them together, and I just kind of saw the light, like, wait, this is perfect. Yeah, because I've got a lot of songs in the database, and I've got a lot of manga in the database, but it's just about finding the song or finding the series to match them. You know, like, I have no shortage of ideas when it comes to MMVs. Like, I'm not, I've reached points where I'm like, after I finish this MMV, I reckon I'll probably be nearing the end of my MMVs. But, like, you know, within the time I spent making that MMV, I think of 7 more. So, yeah, I have a lot of ideas. Where's the hair end here? This is fine. This needs to be perfect. Alright, I think that's good. Yeah, cool. Where's the color I used for the hair? This one. Was your first manga / anime open a gateway to? That's a good question. I mean, so the first anime / manga I read, technically, was Pokemon, but that doesn't really count. Because, I mean, like, you know, like, I feel like Pokemon's that anime that you watch you don't even know is an anime before you know what an anime is. Like, I watched Pokemon Shaman King a little bit. I can't remember that one as much. But Pokemon Yu-Gi-Oh! Shaman King when I was a kid. But never any of the big three. Because I just never saw them, I guess. And yeah, so I watched those. And then I think the first anime I watched what I knew was an anime was probably some, like, random one on YouTube. Because, like, you know, before all the pirating sites and stuff, like, really blew up, I feel like I watched a lot of anime on just YouTube. With, like, the crappy kind of, I don't know, coloured subtitles with the awkward filters on them. Like, I watched the entirety of Sword Art Online on YouTube when I first watched it. I didn't even know it had an ending song until, like, 3 years later. Because, you know, those videos never include it. But I think, like, the first anime I've watched that I knew was, like, an actual anime was just some old ecchi rom-com. And mind you, this is when I was, like, 13. I had no idea properly what anime was, or 12 or whatever. It was just some random, like, ecchi anime on YouTube. And it wasn't, like, a super, like, sexualized one, but it was definitely kind of, you know, definitely in that direction. And I just remember watching it and being like, what the hell is this? And it wasn't, like, the start of the series. I didn't watch the whole thing. It was just, like, some random episode. And I don't know. And then I watched Sword Art Online and Fairy Tail. I think those were the two that got me to actually start, you know, looking for anime to watch. Like, I think Fairy Tail was the first long one I watched, and then Sword Art Online was the first one I got really addicted to. I was like one of those kids that had like a Kirito profile picture. In fact, I think I have a 3DS XL, I think, that has like a Kirito profile. So when I look back at it, it's like, damn. Yeah, watching anime on YouTube was the real gateway, I think, for a lot of people. Okay, that's good. Now let me actually just add more definition on the eyes. If I do the skin color, I'll do that next. It's pretty simple. Devil May Cry Baby, or like the original Devil May Cry Baby, or the new one? Because I've seen the new Devil May Cry Baby, the Science Sarah one, which was wild, by the way. I enjoyed it though, but it was weird. Those running animations are still funny. New one, nice. Hello, Control X Productions, welcome. What was the other one you said? One Piece, nice. One Piece, I imagine, is a pretty good one to start with. I wish I watched One Piece when I was younger, when I kind of could commit the time to binge an anime like that. Now, I just can't do it. I'm like struggling to even get through the manga. Not this bad or anything, but it's just the time dump is tricky. It's a lot to get through. But I want to, like, before One Piece ends, I want to make sure I'm caught up. Psyche K, yes. I watched Psyche K. I rewatched Psyche K recently, actually. In fact, Psyche K, so I saw a Twitter clip of Psyche K. It was like a very specific clip. It was like a clip of the rich guy, like, slowing down his car, rolling down the window, and then he just says it's cold and drives off. And that got me to rewatch the entirety of Psyche K. And then because I rewatched Psyche K, it put the idea of the opening song, or one of the opening songs in my head for the Mob Psycho MMV, which I've started making. So, you know, that's another place you can get inspiration from. Just rewatch something, you find an opening you think's catchy, and boom, all of a sudden you're making a Mob Psycho MMV. So, yeah, fun rewatch. It's very, like, rapid-fire comedy, but it's good. Detective Conan. Damn, that's an interesting one. I know a couple of people that are, like, really into Detective Conan, but I've never really given it a try. But I think that most of its appeal is probably in Japan. Though I think it probably still has, like, some kind of cult following here as well, or just in the West generally. Yeah, I think Dragon Ball is probably, like, for most people, Well, it's probably just the biggest gateway into anime and stuff. It was never mine though. For some reason, like I watched, I wasn't like picky with cartoons as a kid. I'm sure if Dragon Ball was put on, the TV, I would have watched it, but I just never watched Dragon Ball ever. So I never grew up with it, which is kind of sad because it seems like it would have been a fun thing to grow up with. I'll still probably read the manga soon. I've been meaning to since Toriyama's passing, but again, it's one of those things. I haven't really got around to it yet. But as a kid, I was more so watching shit like SpongeBob. So. SpongeBob, Batman were the big things I was addicted to as a kid. Opinion on Steins Gate. Honestly, I haven't watched it. It's just one of those anime that I've known about for years and years and years, like a decade. But for some reason, I've just never watched it. Not because I didn't like the look of it or anything like that. I just, for some reason, have not watched it. I should. And I've thought this exact thing like a few weeks ago. I was like, I really should just watch Steins Gate. But I still haven't done it. So I will. I'll watch it and I'll get back to you. But I've heard it's great. I've heard it's very, very good. Let me set minus, so I don't colour the eyes in accidentally. Oh, really? You never watched either? Huh. SpongeBob was traumatizing. What episode of SpongeBob did you watch? I mean, I will say some of the body horror in SpongeBob is genuinely, looking back, Jesus Christ. There's that one episode where, it's like Squidward's toenail or something, right? They, move the table over it and back and forth. Rewatching that is genuinely kind of... Ow. Why would they put that on a kid's TV show? Who from JoJo? Oh, wait, no, I think I know. It's the guy with the pink hair, I assume. Duh. I don't even know if I finished part 5, I need to. Wish I could get into JoJo as much as other people. I love the openings for JoJo, to the moon. It's some of the best openings in anime, period, in my opinion. But for some reason, I just struggle to, watch it episode to episode. I love the moments, the soundtracks, the character designs, openings especially. But for some reason, when I'm sitting down trying to watch it, I just struggle to kind of stay fully invested. It's annoying. It's 100% a skill issue, but I didn't even mean the right mindset, I think. SpongeBob has a video game? It does, yeah. SpongeBob has a bajillion video games. I've played most of them. When I was a kid, if there was a SpongeBob video game, I probably played it. I think this is the neck as well, actually. All the crappy SpongeBob licensed games, I played them. And the good ones, like Battle for Bikini Bottom. Genuinely a really good game. Thought about a Berserk MMV? I have, yes. Again, it's one of those ones where I've got the manga in mind, but I don't have a song. I've got a potential song, but it's not really developed enough, or the vision's not really there. And plus, at this point, I think I need to reread Berserk before I can really form an idea anyway. But yeah, I'll make one at some point, I reckon. It's definitely on the list of stuff I want to make. Yeah, that's good. SpongeBob MMV when? Don't know. If there's a manga, there's always a chance. Let me just get rid of the colours real quick. Let me just... What is this whistling song? I recognize a lot of these soundtracks, but this one is just a lot of whistle noises, and I kind of want to guess what it is. You know what quiz we could do? We could do a quiz where it's guess the anime opening, but to avoid copyright, we do the guess the anime opening after 1 second of listening to it. To skillfully avoid DMCA. But what is this song? I need to check, sorry. It is... Oh, it's Mario Kart 8. Fair enough. Honestly, I've got a lot of April Fool's ideas. I haven't done an April Fool's joke since Kabeni and Derby Dance, but I've had ideas. But it's always awkward, because by the time April Fool's comes around, I'm just busy on a different video. and it's difficult to kind of split focus. The only reason I uploaded Kabaddi Derby Dance on April Fools is because I was scared people were going to think the idea was too stupid. So I kind of had like April Fools as like a shielding, you know? If people in the comments like thought this is not even funny, or it's just stupid and cringe, I'll be like, it's just April Fools. You know, don't get mad about it. And then it ended up becoming my most viewed video for a very long time. So, good idea. Remember people, cringe is a awful word. It stops potential genius ideas. Because if I was held back by the word cringe, Hikari wouldn't be dancing in my MMV, and Kabaddi Derby would not be dancing together. So, don't let your dreams be held back by this fear of cringe. The only thing that is cringe is letting cringe decide your ideas. Let's pretend that's like a wise quote. I don't know. I mean, here's the thing, right? For the longest time, the harshest comments I ever got on my videos were the word cringe. Just cringe. But by that point, like, the word across the years had just lost all of its meaning because people used it for everything that made them remotely uncomfortable. Yeah, Kabaddi Derby Dance, Kabaddi Derby Dance 2 have both gotten their fair share of just cringe comments, but I don't care. I'm always striving to make some weird stuff when I get the chance. I mean, this is pretty weird, I think, this video. I don't know if you guys have seen, I put a GIF on Twitter of some progress I made on this video of one of the characters kind of dancing. And for extra lore, there's actually a free run in that GIF. But because of the GIF compression, it's basically just, you can't see it. Because I had to compress the GIF to get the file size down below 15 megabytes. Yeah, so the way I do it is, there's this thing here, right, the lock transparent pixel. So if we obviously just draw like, oh wait, let me draw on the right thing. So if we draw on top, you can see it goes over the image, but also goes into transparent. Whereas if we lock transparent pixels, it means the transparent pixels, so the non-image, we can't paint over it. So, just a good and quick, easy way to do it. So you don't have to make super precise selections, you can just make a general one, and then make sure that's selected, and then you can just easily draw over stuff. Since I like discovered how to do that, my like redrawing is sped up immensely. Like it was a game changer for me. Yeah, it's a really useful little tech. Well, not tech, it's just a tool in Photoshop. But you know, it's tricky sometimes because they don't, you know, tutorials don't always mention these things. And I also don't have the patience or the, you know, attention span to watch tutorials past 2 minutes. And even that's pushing it. Why do you put the name of the band? X the Anime? I don't know. I swear someone else has done it. Because I don't think I started doing it as like an innovative thing. I think I based it off of previous trends, but I can't remember who did it. I assume either Alinko or Nanatsuki did it before me. And for the record, like, you know, sometimes it's Series X band or Series X song name, and that's just whichever one looks better in the title, you know? Yes, so the brush is set to multiply as well. So I do this specifically, again, when you're colouring over the lighter colours. It's a good way to do it. But when you want to colour, obviously, darker colours, you want to make sure you don't have multiply, because otherwise it won't work. If you go screen, I imagine. Yeah, and if you go screen, it'll keep the lighter colours, so then it would affect the darker ones. So it's all about blending modes, to be honest. But yeah, I swear someone definitely did the thingy expand before me. I will say it was awkward for the Chujin X video though, because it was like Chujin X Eve, like X being at the end of the series title was a bit of a headache for me trying to make the title look nice. So I just changed like the capitalization of it. And for anyone curious how I'm doing this fill thing, like I'm making the selection and I'm pressing Alt-Delete, and then it'll take whatever's in your primary kind of color slot down here or up here, Control-Delete, and he just fills it in. Yeah, well, normally when I color things, I normally do that instead of freehand. When I do freehand stuff, it's usually always within a selection anyway, with transparent pixels locked. But when I'm like, you know, coloring stuff like this, I normally just create a whole selection and just fill it in with a, you know, whatever color I want to. Yeah, I mean, I've learned to kind of do this part of the process quicker, and like bit by bit. Through just learning little things like transparent pixel lock, again, which was quite a recent one. But I mean, it's all of these kind of tools that I think just makes it so you should really do this part in Photoshop instead of After Effects, because After Effects is not friendly when it comes to this part of the process. It's an absolute pain in the neck. It sucks. Especially because like the paint effect also, I think, like, clashes with some of the effects within After Effects. I think it's like a specific combo of drop shadow, set matte, and CC composite that just does not work when you have let me just go like the paint tool being used. There we go. Nice. Gotta stay hydrated. Last stream, I didn't stay hydrated enough, and I got a massive migraine towards the end because this onesie keeps me sweaty. Have you seen the new UI on After Effects? I haven't updated it. No. Actually, maybe I have. Actually, I think I have because I'm using it on this PC and I installed the new version. So maybe I have. I don't know. To be honest, I didn't notice a massive difference. There probably was one. I'm just blind. But I think I've always been a little bit hesitant when it comes to updating Adobe stuff, because like a couple of After Effects updates have like really screwed the plugins over, or you know, some effects or presets. So I don't do it too much. What got darker? Oh wait, oh, do you mean the After Effects? Also, hey, microphone stand check. Guess what we got? It's still Legend of Zelda. I haven't set up my microphone stand yet because I'm lazy. And I'm an idiot. So yeah, I'll set it up eventually. I really should have set it up for this stream specifically, because doing the Photoshop stuff is a lot easier when you don't have a stack of books in front of your keyboard. I'm having to like look around to make sure I'm pressing the right keys. What happened to free run? Look to where my thumb is pointing, my friend. Free run lives on. Out of the danger of me knocking them over. Is this the one where the Koopas like did a little dance, I think? Free was the only manga you read, really? You're probably not reading much then, are you? Because it was on hiatus for like half the year. That's the only downside of free run, is it is on hiatus quite a lot. I mean, obviously, you know, I hope the mangaka prioritizes their health and stuff, but, you know. Shit, I messed it up. Kind of burned out. If you're burned out, I recommend just trying out new genres, maybe. Thing is, well, whenever I'm burned out, I just read romance manga. I'm a sucker for romance, like shoujo romance and shit. Ooh, that's sweet. That's goodness. This is definitely helping with me focusing on this process, by the way. Ben 1000 God, hello, welcome. How many hours edit per day? I mean, a lot at the moment. So I can't do my freelance editing. Well, I'm always editing, I guess. Oh my god, it's like 12 hours a day. Probably, something like that. It's like a lot. It's an obnoxious amount. But for this MMV, I mean, yeah. Even when I'm streaming, I'm editing, you know, sometimes. Any recommend? I mean, if you're looking for shoujo romance specifically, Kimi ni Todoke, or From Me to You, is my favorite, personally. Just very sweet, very kind of cheesy, but like, I don't care, dude. It's good. It's satisfying, you know? Other than that, so I like a lot of romance stuff. I don't rate everything high. Let me just check my anime list real quick. I mean, it doesn't really count as like a full-on romance, but Yona of the Dawn's one I read kind of recently. It's one of the best I've ever read in my life. You and I Are Polar Opposites is a currently ongoing one in Manga Plus, which I heavily recommend. Very sweet as a shonen one, but it's very sweet, very fun, loose art style. Lovers War is another good one, although I recommend the anime for Lovers War because I just think it's a really high-quality adaptation. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think From Me to You is the best one I've read. Because I reread that one kind of recently. And sometimes it's when you reread something that you're like, wow, this isn't as good as I remember, but it was even better the second time. Although I will say, some of the shoujo romance I reread have not aged as well, and some of them are just not as good. Hello, Pew Pew, welcome. Dress Up Darling? I do read Dress Up Darling, yes. It's fun. It's not my favorite, but I like it. It's solid. But I think that's the big appeal to Lovers War's adaptation. It's just how, like, extra they kind of adapt those scenes. And I will say that there's still a lot of value in reading the manga because they cut a decent amount of... Did I? No, okay. Because like they cut a decent amount of content from the manga because they just like, you know, pretty pick and choose with what chapters, you know, they pick to adapt. But that said, I'd still recommend the anime over the manga. Because like, I mean, I'll say this, like for most comedy anime or most comedy manga, I think the anime is generally the one to go with purely because I think voice acting adds like 7 layers of comedy if it's like good voice acting. You know, and the voice actors in Love is War are like so good. I'm glad the coloring tech's helping you. I said I can't say it's the best way to do it, but it's the way I'm doing it, and it's working for me personally. Again, as someone who doesn't use like a tablet or anything or can't draw, this way I currently find is the best way for me to do it. So, you know, if you pick something up, then that is good to hear. Favorite manga? I don't know. Honestly, I've been thinking about it recently. I actually don't know what like my single favorite series is. It's like a handful of stuff. I mean, here's the thing, right? And I'll say this. I'll preface by saying that I like Chainsaw Man Part 2. But I will say that... Here's the thing. Chainsaw Man Part 1 for me is my favorite manga of all time. Chainsaw Man Part 1 is like a 10 out of 10. Chainsaw Man Part 2 is more like an 8 out of 10, currently. I mean, again, depends kind of where it goes, but like in terms of, you know, some of the arts, you know, it's not the best in places. Again, I still really love Chainsaw Man Part 2, but I just kind of wish they were like separate entries on Mal, so I could just give Chainsaw Man Part 1 a 10 out of 10 and just slap it's my favorite. But it's kind of tricky, because again, like Part 2's... in my opinion, it was good. Obviously, I know that's a crazy hot take for some people. Like, some people are the opposite. They think Part 2's way better, and that's fine. You know, I respect that opinion. But for me personally, I do like Part 1 more. Yeah, I mean, Chainsaw Man, My Hero Academia, Freerun, Beyond Journey's End, Yona of the Dawn, recent edition. Yeah, I'd say those are my favorite manga at the moment. But again, like, the list is always changing. And I've still got like so much stuff to read. It's difficult to really pin a exact list. It's funny when you always see those lists of like top 10 greatest manga of all time, and it's like just Weekly Shonen Jump stuff. Like there's so much stuff out there. It's just sad to kind of limit it to just like the most mainstream stuff. But I mean, yeah, that's just kind of how it is. Yeah, I mean, the Patreon's pretty cheap, all things considered. I mean, I kept it cheap because I didn't want to feel the pressure of having to, like, constantly deliver, like, very exclusive, high-quality content. And also because I just, you know, I just want people to not feel intimidated by it. But yeah, no pressure. I can still do stuff like this live, but the Patreon does have stuff like I've done some in-depth breakdowns of videos. I've got some free panels I just kind of dumped there as well. Early access to videos by a few days. And polls as well. And the Discord, you know, where we do have a few people who can answer questions on edits, give feedback, you can share stuff, just talk about anything, really. But yeah, but I don't want to plug my Patreon on stream. It feels, I don't know. There are a lot of people that hate Part 2. Yeah, again, I don't hate Part 2. Let's make clear, I'm not hating Part 2. But I do personally like Part 1 quite a bit more so far. And it's like, I don't know, Part 2 started really strong. But I just feel like at some point, I don't know. I think it's just kind of, along with the art style, I kind of lost focus a little bit. But I don't know. Again, it's hard to rate Chainsaw Man sometimes because you never know where it's going. Like, it might have this, you know, upcoming, like, I don't know, twist or just story arc that will blow my mind. Just make everything connect. Because I'll say this, so like, with Chainsaw Man Part 1, I didn't rate Chainsaw Man Part 1 highly. Like, when I initially read Chainsaw Man Part 1, like, I initially caught up just before the final arc, and I kind of read it weekly, and I was not interested. I was like, this is kind of whatever. I don't care about any of these characters, so on and so forth. And then, like, a year later, after it ended, I gave it a reread after watching the Volume 9 PV, the official one, with Whistle Snake. And yeah, it opened my eyes, and I absolutely adore the manga now. Is this part of the bow? I think it's part of the bow. It's hard to know what's part of the... Okay. So yeah, you know. I'll say I haven't given Part 2 like a proper reread yet, so that might just be the key. Because I'll say rereading stuff is huge for like appreciating manga more. Because, you know, we experience a lot of these series weekly, but sometimes it's easier to appreciate them when you just get the stuff back to back without the constant cliffhangers and some of the discussion or, you know, negativity around it. It was what manga did I reread recently? Dandadan. I mean, I reread Dandadan for this MMV. You know, and I enjoyed it more when I was binging as opposed to the weekly read, which I've been doing since, I think, week 1. Not that I didn't really enjoy it anyway. I wouldn't have started an MMV otherwise, but I definitely found myself appreciating it even more, or enjoying it even more on the binge. See, this playlist suits the stream because my brain, much like the name of the playlist, is brain empty. Part 2 kind of reminds you of JoJo Part 4. I kind of see it. Although whenever I think of Part 4, I just think of Persona 4. There's got to have been some inspiration. I mean, obviously, JoJo Part 4 came first. I have to assume that Persona 4 was inspired, at least partly, by JoJo Part 4. I've seen just some striking similarities. Yeah, I've played, so I started playing the Persona games, I think early last year. I started with Persona 5 Royal, which remains my favourite to this day. I think it's like my top 3 favourite games of all time. Absolutely fell in love with that game, just love it to death. Then I played Persona 4 Golden shortly afterwards, which I also really enjoyed. Not one of my favourite games, I mean, it's like up there, kind of, it's like top, 25-ish. Which is still pretty high, I think. I've played quite a lot of games. And then I played Persona 3 Reload this year. Okay, I'm going to cut out the buttons separately. So I'm doing this just because of the way I'm going to colour the jacket. Just, it makes it less of a headache if I can just put this on a separate layer. And then once I've coloured everything, I can merge the layers and flatten the image back down to what I need it to be. But yeah, I'm just going to do this for the buttons because it is just less of a headache if I just do it like this. There we go. You don't like Persona 5? It's a shame. But I get it. I mean, you know, like anything, it's not for everyone. Do you have a Spotify playlist? I don't have like a public Spotify playlist. My Spotify's a mess. It's a mess of tons of stuff. But no, I don't have like a public one. I feel like my Spotify playlist for the most part is like the most stereotypical, oh, what music do you listen to? Anime openings and video game soundtracks. As a person. Because that's what I listen to most of the time. I mean, not just that, but a lot of it is just that. Oh, you have Persona 3 Fest. I think that's the best version. I mean, it's debatable whether Persona 3 Reload is the best version or Fest, but I do hear most... Well, not most. It's like split between people who think Fest is the best one and Reload. But I think Fest, if you have it, might as well play it. Because I think I would have played that if emulation wasn't such a pain in the butt. Okay, there we go. Nice. And now, I'm just going to get rid of these buttons because I don't need that anymore. Just so I can see the image a little bit better. So I'm going to get rid of this because this is not even being used. Didn't even include that badge on the anime design, so I'm not going to bother. Alright, now I shall separate the highlights onto their own layer. Actually, where's the skirt start and the thing? Okay, no, that's fine. I get it. First, I'm going to color the skirt, I reckon. Yeah, I'll color the skirt. So first I do the skirt highlights. Is this a Mario playlist? I swear I didn't click on a Mario playlist, but it sounds very Mario-esque. It's fair enough. Do you not like 5 because of like the community around it, or is it just like purely just the game itself? Because I'm not saying, you know, you only just like because of this or that, but it does seem like a lot of hate for Persona 5, at least that I see on Twitter, seems to very much stem from just how much Atlas have kind of milked it. Which I've personally not really been affected by, because I only got into Persona like the last, you know, year and a half, essentially. So when I saw a new Persona 5, I was like, oh, cool, they're still doing stuff. But I guess for other fans, it's like, dude, they're still doing stuff for Persona 5. I'm excited for Persona 6, though. I think it'll be a fun stream game as well, when that eventually comes out. It's like, to the games that I wanted to stream, I added that to the list, even though we haven't actually seen anything. Because I just know when that game drops, it's going to be, like, banger stream content. Okay, so that... Oh, whoops, did I just... There we go. Separate layer, and then I'm just going to go to this, take my skirt highlight color, lock transfer pixels, boom. I missed one. I'm an idiot. Wait, let me just redo that. I think I accidentally Control Z'd it. Okay, there we go. Control J. Lock transfer pixels. Alt delete. Bam. There we go. I didn't make the Persona 5 and JoJo Part 5 connection, to be honest. I think the Part 4 one's very on the nose. It's like, you know, trying to... Like, high school in, like, a kind of more urban setting with, like, that yellow theme. With, you know, trying to find a serial killer. With special powers. Same as, you know, the kind of main cast. Okay, man. Like, Scooby-Doo meets JoJo. I need to do that. Actually, wait, I will do that. Let's get rid of all this. Crap, wrong layer. We can hide that for now. Now let's just color the skirt. So I'm trying to figure out what the jacket's gonna cover as well. It's like this maybe. I think that's good. Sweatier today than yesterday, I'm not gonna lie. I play a lot of JRPGs beside Persona. A lot, yeah. It's not a case of like, wow, Persona 5 revolutionized JRPGs while only playing Persona 5. I play a lot. I play a lot of Xenoblade stuff, a lot of Dragon Quest games, a lot of kind of handheld JRPGs, stuff like that. I can't list them all off the top of my head, but it's a lot of stuff. Then this. I haven't played Yakuza, no. My brother has. My brother's a big Yakuza fan. Oh, more than... what do you mean? Like money-wise? Because if it's money-wise, it's less. Monetization-wise, my YouTube is barren. There we go. I should have some highlights over here as well, but maybe it shouldn't, because it didn't on the original panel. Yeah, it's fine. Actually, wait, is the... Yeah, it's fine. It's not the worst. It's not super sustainable, which is part of the reason why I want to start streaming, to be honest. I'm not done streaming purely for money, but it would be a bonus once we're affiliate. But I'm also doing some streaming on YouTube as well, and I can monetize that because I'm not doing copyrighted content. The issue with the MMVs is that it's, you know, always like copyrighted music. So even though the videos aren't getting blocked, they are getting claimed. Which I expected. I mean, I didn't start making MMVs, you know, for money. It just turned out that the MMVs were more popular than I ever thought they'd be, and now we're here. So... But I did start doing some freelance editing for a while, although that's drying up a little bit. So, but we'll figure it out. What am I doing? Okay, yeah. Now I need to do the highlights for the jacket. So this is the trickiest part. It's not tricky. It's kind of tricky, but it's not too tricky. Just a lot of selecting. Selecting all these parts basically. So what we're selecting here is basically these light parts on the jacket. So similar to the skirt, we're going to select these parts, put it on a separate layer, so it just makes the coloring less tedious for the jacket below. But what was I saying about Yakuza? No, yeah, so I haven't played Yakuza games myself. My brother's played them all, and he's a massive fan. I just haven't gotten into it yet. It looks fun, though. It looks bizarre and weird, but in a good way. And they seem to get games pretty frequently. I think part of it's the reused assets, but that's not a bad thing, I don't think, if it lets them put out more games with less strain. I think the expectation to kind of pump out games without any, or with, you know, new assets every single time is a bit ridiculous. Reusing assets is a good thing, actually. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, from the, you know, the obviously visually, yeah, I think the video is by far, you know, transformative enough. But music-wise, I mean, I kind of understand it. Like, for the most part, the music's just kind of lifted. In some cases, shortened down to be like an anime opening length. But, yeah. I mean, I'd much rather them just claim it instead of take the whole thing down. So, I can't really complain too much. But, you know, as a result, that kind of content does have its limits. So, you know, those 15 million culling game MMV views are 15 million unmonetized MMV views. Don't think about it. Just don't think about it. Just don't think about the numbers, and you're fine. Stay sane. It's all good. I think the one video I could monetize for a while, like that wasn't claimed, was the hidden inventory Gojo versus Toji one, but I didn't monetize that one because it's a cover, and I don't want to, you know, it felt kind of scummy to even try to monetize that one. Plus, it got copyright claimed later anyway by the original song the cover was of. So it would bit me in the ass anyway. But, yeah. Yeah, I'll definitely give the Yakuza games a try eventually. But I think the next JRPG... I mean, assuming like Mario and Luigi Brothers ship doesn't count, the next one I'm going to play is probably... I mean, probably Dragon Quest III Remake, to be honest, and then Metaphor. ReFantasia, which I've heard very good things about. I was kind of hesitant on that game initially, because the trailers, to be honest, didn't really sell me fully. But once the review scores came out and stuff, I was like, okay, yeah, maybe they did cook. I do live in my own place, yes. Although sometimes I do share it with other family, because they visit quite frequently. So, if there is any noise in the back, it is not someone trying to rob me. Although I did have an incident once where someone tried to kick down my front door, which was fun. Luckily, I mean, my brother was here with me as well. So, but yeah, they tried to kick the bastard down. So that was fun. It wasn't fun. It was terrifying, and I was scared to sleep for like 3 weeks. And there's no motive either. Like, we don't do anything. We don't interact with anyone. So I don't know. I think they just had the wrong door or something, or I don't know, raging drunk. It's the UK, so who knows. I don't think it was a fan. No. If it was a fan, it's a weird way to show fandom. Also, I hope my address wouldn't have been leaked. Is uploading per week possible? Impossible, no. It's not at all possible. I mean, not of this, like, videos that I've put out currently, like MMVs and stuff. You know, like minute and a half long MMVs or stuff like that is impossible. If you put out shorter manga edits, like 15 to 20 second ones, then you can pump them out kind of weekly, probably. But these MMVs take a lot of thought, you know. It's just like a week to find a song half the time, and then like another week to reread and gather panels, then another 7 weeks to animate and cut out and animate everything. So no, it's not really possible, you know. I mean, I've uploaded 4 videos this year so far, and it's not out of lack of, you know, spending time animating. I've been pretty on the grind in terms of trying to pump out MMVs. Obviously, very recently my laptop shit the bed, so I haven't been quite as active. But before that, I've been pretty constantly just in After Effects, and I still have only put out 4 videos. So I think that kind of tells you everything you need to know. Oh, I thought I double-clicked there. I was scared. Yeah, ReFantasia does seem like a middle point. I think it's by the same... I don't know if it's the same director or maybe just straight up the same team that did Persona 5, or I think, what was it, Persona 3, 4, and 5? Because I think according to some rumors, Persona 6 is being done by a different team. I know Reload was... Persona 3 Reload was done by a different team. But, yeah, I mean, I'm not going to pretend to know all the ins and outs of Atlas game devs. What else? Okay. There's definitely someone involved in the Persona games is working on it, I know that much. Sounds like a Banjo-Kazooie soundtrack. It's like I guess the soundtrack at this point. Seen the Chainsaw Man anime? Yeah, I have. I really enjoyed it. But, I mean, here's the thing, right? I think in some aspects, I think the Chainsaw Man anime is flawless. But I do think that its kind of commitment to realism and kind of trying to portray realism kind of holds it back in some areas. I think for some of the fight scenes, as much as it's cool seeing really like weighty movements and stuff, I think it's also a little bit limited, you know. Because like when I read Chainsaw Man, and especially like the colored, like the official colored version of the manga, and you see all of these wild colors and stuff, it's just a little disappointing when there's so much, again, it's just commitment to realism for some of the fight scenes. Again, it doesn't ruin it for me. I still really like Chainsaw Man's anime adaptation. And I still think that it's pretty blessed overall. But yeah, but some aspects, I guess, of the direction's a little bit, just needs more color and more like rough edges, I think, as well. It's too clean. Like, again, I think the clean kind of look suits a lot of the scenes. Like, I think my favorite scene in the entire anime is the one. It's a scene where the what's her face? Public safety people get shot, right? People with the guns just kind of assassinate them. And you have that kind of weirdly, kind of eerily serene kind of music playing. Like, that scene's the adaptation at its best, in my opinion. Like, it's perfection. But then there's just some fights that, again, just, it's too weighty, too realistic. But I do think some of the backlash was kind of overdone as well. I mean, it's difficult to have a conversation about Chainsaw Man's anime because it's like one extreme opinion or the other. It's like you either think it's the greatest thing of all time, or it's like, oh, so you hate the anime style? There's not much room for nuance, it feels sometimes. Do you enjoy playing Souls game? Yeah. I mean, if Hollow Knight counts as one, I'm enjoying it so far. And Elden Ring, which is why it's definitely a Souls game. I enjoyed it a lot. Definitely got a little bit mad at some points. But, you know, I walked away from the game very happy overall. Fun challenge. Just really cool world. Setting. Like, nice kind of dark fantasy misery. Just need that sometimes. I think movies as an adaptations, it's okay. I don't know. I do like the hype of weekly anime releases, and I do think there was a lot of fun with Chainsaw Man specifically. But I do see the appeal for movies, because like with movies you kind of have like a guaranteed quality sometimes, not always, to be honest, but depending on the anime, I feel like you do kind of have a bit of a guaranteed quality. Yeah, we'll do that. I still haven't seen the Look Back movie, but apparently the Look Back movie is coming to streaming in like November 7th, I think. So, finally can watch it. Just been watching people talk about it and gush about it for like weeks without being able to see it myself, so we're turning this franchise around, baby. Okay, I think that's everything. Now we hit him with the transparent pixel lock, alt delete, bam. Nice, like paint. It's like just someone drop paint on it. Color the hair, color the jacket a bit. That's nice. What I'm also going to do is like a one-off kind of change just for my own sanity, as I'm also going to just go over the black areas, just so I want to make sure I keep that as well. For like arms and stuff. Outlines. Here as well, I think. Just gonna do this. There we go. Let's see if the mark of his hands really good. Yeah, no, that was again. It's those kind of scenes I think the anime really excelled at. I just think it's the more chaotic, like the creepy, eerie stuff. I think the anime did really well, but it's just some of the more kind of bombastic chainsaw manning that I think could have been just a little bit more colorful. Again, it's not that every single fight scene was bad. I like some of them a lot, but it's just some in particular. While I was watching, I was just thinking like. Just a little too clean. I don't know. It's a weird complaint, maybe. I don't know. Again, I think there's a lot of nuanced discussion to have with Chainsaw Man's anime adaptation. But a lot of it just kind of falls into the Twitter void of no nuance whatsoever. And people just, you know, saying stuff for clicks. Oh, it's a new video. It's funny. I was listening to like a no thoughts, empty head thing, and this is like not a song I would put in that playlist, and it makes sense because we're not in that playlist anymore. We're almost done at least with this stupid IRA panel. Almost free. Thank the Lord. Okay. Go. Alright, now let's just add the last bits here, which will be this color, and hopefully it'll just kind of come together. We hope. Yeah, I think it does. I think in the case of JJK sometimes as well, I think because of how much more open the kind of production hell was, I think people were trying to be more sympathetic as well. Not that, you know, the staff didn't deserve that support and that sympathy, but I do think maybe it plays a part as well. Because I think the kind of difficult production circumstances of Chainsaw Man's adaptation was a little less documented. Like, I saw stuff about it each week, but it wasn't to the extent where animators are like on Twitter saying, I can't do this anymore. You know, that kind of thing. Yeah, I think that I didn't mind the CGI, you know, for the most part. I think, you know, some of it's a little maybe too immersion breaking, but for the most part I thought it was not too bad. I got 18 hours a day. That's a dream. I mean, we started streaming, and we're going to be streaming weekly. So hopefully something comes of that. We'll see. What am I doing? Just... yeah, we'll do this. We'll see how it goes. I reckon the YouTube streams will probably be quite similar to this kind of stream, where we're just kind of photoshopping and talking and chilling. There's a good reason why I'm not just doing YouTube streams, because if I put all of my eggs into the YouTube basket and that basket gets copyright claimed and struck, then we are done. We're done for. So I want to make an effort to build this Twitch channel as well. Here we go. Now I just need to get this hand out of the selection. Fun fact, I'm not using a mouse pad. I'm just using my wooden desk. Don't recommend that. That's not like a tip or a trick or anything. I'm just an idiot. But I just thought I'd share that little tidbit. If anyone curious. There we go. Boom. Nice. And now leg. Alright. Oh, that jacket was a pain. I think this is probably as bad as the jackets get, purely because of just the amount of highlights. But nice. It is still kind of looks like you're like hit by paints, but I think once we color the dish as well, it'll be okay. Speaking of dish colors, yeah, okay. Kind of light grey. Don't need to do our socks, but that's fine. We can do it afterwards. Yeah, YouTube's kind of just a guaranteed bigger audience. But I'm happy we're able to get, 13 kind of concurrent viewers on this one. It's not bad. It's a good starting point. It's definitely starting, kind of hitting the ground running, which is nice. I think trying to do this from scratch would be hell on earth. But yeah, YouTube's going to be probably a few more viewers, I reckon. We'll see. Unless they hate the Greninja onesie, in which case they might boycott. But I think the Greninja onesie slaps. I've pretty much decided it's going to be uniform for whenever I have a webcam. If I'm not wearing it, it's because of dire circumstances. Okay, let's try this. Thicken the edge a bit. Alright, so just light on the outside. Multiply brush, lock transparent pixels, boom. We should make it lighter? Nah, it's fine like that. They'll make the inside a darker shade of grey. Like so. That's fine. Okay, maybe that's too dark. Also, maybe what I'll do actually is I'll redraw this bit so it just looks like it's actually curving around. Because right now, it doesn't really look like it's doing that. And then we will open this up as well. And we'll use this gray. Exactly, it's about consistency, and I intend to stay as consistent as possible. We've streamed 4 days in a row so far on Twitch, and I'm not feeling tired or burned out, although my sleep schedule is, I mean, it's okay, it's not too bad. Yeah, once we get into the swing of things, I'll stay consistent. The plan is still Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday is the main kind of Twitch stream days. But again, this Tuesday stream is a bit of a one-off just because I want to get affiliates before the next Twitch stream on Friday. Then I might do a YouTube stream this week on the Thursday, maybe, possibly, don't know yet. We'll see how it goes. Again, it's not like it's a massive rush, but I do also want to get the ball rolling. You plan to learn a second language besides English? Probably not, no. I've tried, well, I say I tried. In school, I was forced to do French and Chinese lessons. I sucked at both. I remember very little from both of those languages. You know. Here's the thing, right? I speak English like it's my third language. I don't think I should be trying to speak a new one. You know, English is my first and only language, but I do speak it sometimes and mumble like it's my third. So, yeah, I think I'll just try to stick to English for now. Hello, Tarsia, welcome. Alright, so what's left to colour? Yes, the white. So here's the thing, even though this is white in the image, what I have actually done is given a slight kind of pink colour to it. And I've given like a slight kind of tint to the other characters' things as well. Not pink for all of them, but since her colour theme is pink, I am making her stuff pink. I said pink a lot of times in that sentence. There we go. Am I on the wrong layer? What's that? Oh, stamp tool. Whoops. There we go. Yeah, so it's just a slight pink tinge Don't combine those words. Tink does not sound right. Tink, pink tinge. And then for Oko, and I've got like a blue theme, so I've made his stuff with a slight blue tinge. Or a binge, if you will. Maybe not. And then for Kinta, he's got a purple theme, so he's got a bit of a purple tinge. Or a pinge. I'm gonna stop now. It's not. Is that supposed to be a different kind of color? Let me. Oh, it's red. Oh, that's a red thing. Ah, okay. No problemo. That's easy enough. Just make this a bit thicker then. And then color it in red. Like so. Who do you look up to in channels? What do you mean, like the like MMVs? I mean, like Alinko is probably one of my earliest inspirations for making stuff. Nanatsuki is another one. I mean, it's pretty much those two. Like Alinko and Nanatsuki are like the two big ones that I kind of started making MMVs because of. So those are always my kind of go-to answers. No, so I don't use the bucket tool, no. I use a bunch of stuff, but never usually the I use like the shortcut for the bucket tool essentially through like Alt and Delete when I make selections. Like for darker colors, I usually just select the area and then do like Alt Delete to fill it in. But for other stuff, I just use the multiply brush and paint over stuff. So you just look like a Minecraft character just took damage. Ugh. Did they change the Minecraft hit sound? It's not still like, is it? Or is it still just like... I thought they changed it a few times. Maybe it's just once, I can't remember. But I remember the good old days. I played Minecraft for the first time. There was no hunger bar. It was just health and armor. And when you took damage, ugh. Ugh. It's not as fun as it should be. Socks. What do I do for the socks? It was a different color. Yeah. Oh, and the shoes also had the slight pink tinge. The pinge. There it is. Oh, that's on a different layer. Oh, crap. Also, it's important when you use the multiply brush like this, you've got to also keep in mind, I tend to make a massive brush size, so I make sure I don't like double click on anything or go over it twice. Because if you do, as I'll quickly demonstrate, obviously the multiply thing applies with each click. So say if I do this line and then I click again, you see it kind of doubles up, and then you can kind of keep doing it like this. And if you're like an artist kind of person, you can make a cool thing with this. Like, wow, look, it's cool. It's got some artsy feel. I'm not an artist. I'm an idiot. So instead, I just make sure the brush size is large enough to just do it in one thing. Like so. Brush opacity. See, you start to use artsy terms. You've already lost me. Also, where's the leg? I should have named some of these layers, but we're going to flatten them like a sandwich really soon, so that's fine. There we go. Alright, nice. Now, all that's left is the socks. Brush settings, again, artsy stuff, you're losing me. No, I think I know what you mean. Okay, yes, and I'm going to flatten I can't speak. A lot of these layers real quick. So we have... So the buttons are there as well now. Okay, so there's the dish. We don't need the dish to be on the same layer. We want this, 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 and this to be on the same layer. So, and that, yeah, and that. So we're gonna just select them all, merge layers, not merge visible, because if you merge visible, every layer that's currently visible will be merged and everyone's in. Wait, yeah, see, the only ones that aren't are ones not visible. Duh. Yeah, so merge layers, just call that Ira. And boom, now it's all on one colored layer. Isn't that pretty? So now, to color the socks is like super straightforward. I don't even need to really give this one like some kind of explanation because there's no highlights or anything. It's really just, it's a matter of just kind of, yeah. Easy peasy. Lemon shit. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Ever dreamed about becoming a billionaire? I don't think I've ever dreamed about it specifically, but that would, you know, that'd be convenient, I reckon. Because if I'm a billionaire, it means I don't have to I could just make MMVs and do nothing else. And just chill out. Or help people, I mean, you know, whichever. Yeah, it's fine. Alright, boom! Done. It's done. 1 layer, 2 layers. I mean, not bed layers, panels. Done. We're free. Ugh. Wow, so that panel only took, what, an hour and 20 minutes? An hour and 20 minutes for 1 panel? I've only got 80 left. Wow, how many hours is that? I could play, like, an entire JRPG in the time it's going to take me just to prepare the panels. I'm fine. I'm fine. It's okay. We're fine. I don't tend to do the frills in the skirt, to be honest. I was going to do the highlights. And then, like, hope the highlights kind of show where the frills are. But to be honest, in the original panel for this one, it's kind of awkward because it's the original panel. Because everything's black anyway, it's kind of difficult to see it. But hopefully with the highlight, you can kind of see where it would be. That's what I've done with the other panels, at least. And it works well enough. Again, it's a bit of... It's like, for some of these I add the creases, for some of them I don't. It kind of just... Whatever I kind of feel like doing. Yeah, 80 hours. Yeah. It's like as I was kind of reading through the rest of the manga to kind of consolidates my, like, panels to potentially use, I realized I'd gone to 80, and I was like, Well, so it's more like 70 something, but I've still got, like, a few more I need for, like, a specific part of the MMV, so. But those probably won't need coloring, so that's not too bad. Wow, look at this. Don't look cute? Also, for people who just joined, look where Freerun is. Look where my thumb is, that's Freerun. She can't fall over if I'm not near her, you know? I filed a restraining order against myself for Freerun's sake. Also, the colours should go on top. There we go. Mwah. Perfecto. Alright, let me just go back to this because I'm not recording the correct thingy for desktop stuff. That's fine. Let me just open another one. We'll call it one more panel because this next panel is going to be a lot simpler, a lot quicker. Just using multiply brush. No one's going to be sad and upset. Just very simple, straightforward, simple stuff. And it is this one. Easy. Freerun wasn't in a coma. No. Freerun, luckily, because I'm in the UK, the floor is a carpet. So it was a pretty soft landing. So she's fine, currently. But, yeah, we'll see how long that lasts. Alright, so... I haven't separated this into layers, but I reckon I know what I have to do. Very quickly. The ball will be its own layer, and the cat will be its own layer. Pretty simple stuff. There we go. Nice. Easy. Do you like Meat Canyon? Sure. I mean, I haven't watched them in a while, but I made a video making fun of Logan Paul, so that's a W in my book. How much time do you spend usually working MMV at a day? At the moment, it's tricky. I don't know. Like when my laptop was working and I was the only thing I was doing at the moment, it was like, I don't know, like 6 hours maybe. It depends. I don't know. Because some days I'm just more productive than others, and some days I can dedicate more time than others. The last week I've been kind of making sure the streaming stuff works, but now the streaming stuff works, I need to make sure the YouTube streaming stuff works. But once that works, once the streaming is like rolling fully, I can just commit more time to the MMVs again, and just, yeah, we'll be in a better spot. But a lot of time, it's like hours each day, generally. Again, depends. It's easier to be more productive on this PC than my previous setup, which was my laptop and my phone screen. Because with this desktop, it's so much easier just to watch videos on the side. Like, 2 monitors is just so good. Also, let me just... I don't have the color scheme. I'm an idiot. Did I seriously not save the color scheme? Give me just a second. I'm pretty sure I have another Turbo Granny. Okay, this one has the colors. We're good. There we go. What color was the ball? Wait, let me one more time. I need the ball. Okay, we're back again. Good thing my transitions work. Just testing that. Yeah, so some days have been like 30-minute ones, but I usually feel pretty bad at the end of those days. Hi, Fifthman, welcome. Oh, you trying to like calculate the time? Yeah, I mean, thing is, like, I don't know. It's hard to predict the time, like how long these things will take. Like sometimes I tell myself, yeah, I can do this within like a month, and 3 months later, it's like, here's the Gojo versus Sukuna MMV. For this one, I'm hoping to get it done before 2025. I want one more video out this year. I think having 4 videos in a year is kind of depressing. Even if they're like mostly kind of longer videos, like 2-minute videos at least, it's still depressing. So I want to make sure we get at least one more out. And this one's kind of doable. Hello, Koyugi. I highly recommend you to stream on TikTok. TikTok doesn't like me. Not so much the people, but the app doesn't like me. I reckon if I started streaming on TikTok, it could just be me wearing this onesie and they'd ban me for animal abuse. Genuinely. TikTok hate me. And you know what? It goes both ways. Again, not the people on there. The app, the moderation team, because they've got it out for me. Like if you know, you know. Like I uploaded. So for those who've seen it, my MHAX Still Here video. If you haven't watched it, I recommend it. It's pretty good in my opinion. Spoilers if you're anime only though, so maybe don't watch it if you're an anime only. But it's a good video, and I put it on TikTok. You know, a little snippet of it as I do, and overnight, it's got restricted. Which wasn't too surprising because half the shit I upload on there gets restricted. But it sucks because it's like, okay, well, it's not going to get any more views and it's kind of dead in the water. Damn. And I start shit talking about it in my Discord. And then it's like they heard me talking shit. And then I go back on there and I've got a community strike. They've removed the video for violence and graphic content and animal abuse. Animal abuse. There were no animals in the TikTok video. And the wildest thing is that people who reposted the video using the exact same footage, none of it's censored, they're getting like tens of thousands of likes off of it. Which again, I don't like. I'm not, you know, it is what it is. But just the fact that mine got removed for animal abuse and theirs are thriving. I think it's less a snitch in the Discord. I think there's just a straight up one of the TikTok moderators is in that Discord. Just making sure I can't thrive. Yeah, I'm not welcome. It's sad, because, like, I have 200,000 followers on TikTok. It doesn't feel like it. Because I can't really make use of it at all. I will say, though, the live thing, isn't that, like, a portrait thing only? I'm not sure how the setup would be. Like, where's the east of my phone? My phone's charging. Hey, guys, welcome to the stream. So we're going to be, cutting out some panels today. Like, I don't know, it seems a little bit awkward. Oh, right, gotcha. Right, that makes sense. I mean, hey, maybe I'll try it one day. You know? Assuming I can still do it. There's a TikTok OBS. Okay, yeah, look, I need to read up on this. Oh, you know. I'm kind of just talking out my butt with no prior knowledge. Look, I'll be the first to admit I have a bias against the app, given recent events, right? The animal abuse thing really, you know, rubbed me the wrong way. Wasn't a fan of that verdict. So I am a little bit biased against the app. Literally for no other reasons. It's purely just that. I really... not a fan. But that's fine. I'll look into it. I might as well just go live on every app I can. I mean, I'm wearing a onesie, so... I've already crossed that line. There's no line I will not cross when it comes to looking cringe. I don't care. The animal abuse thing is mind-boggling. And then I think I appealed it, and then they didn't respond. Or they responded and then said, okay, well, your video is still removed, so... So, okay, sure. Yeah, I didn't even bother uploading, like, the Ugami-kun stuff on there, because, like, I just can't be bothered, I don't know. The problem with TikTok is that it's just such a coin flip whether your videos do well, and I'm not really the kind to, like, re-upload stuff. Like, if it doesn't do well the first time, eh. Especially since, I mean, it's not like I'm relying purely on TikTok. It does well on YouTube. It does pretty well on Twitter. Like, you know, I'm content. And then it kind of flops on Instagram, but I'm used to that as well. For some reason, Instagram's just like a really difficult one to get bangers on. The only thing that can, like, make sense of the animal abuse thing is, like, maybe they saw Shigaraki in some of those panels and thought, like, he looks so feral to where they confused him for an animal. Like, I genuinely don't know what else would trigger it. And that's the first ever video I've had, like, straight up removed. Again, I've had a ton restricted before, but removal? A strike? Crazy. They gave me a warning message. Told me to stop abusing animals, that it's not funny. I'm just like, I just uploaded an MHJ edit, man. Funny. I appreciate that, Koryugi. Yeah, I say I'll definitely look into it. I hadn't really considered it until now, but I'll give it some thought. At the very least, we're going to get, obviously, the Switch one off the ground, and then can do some YouTube ones, which will be, again, more limited, because I'm treading a minefield on YouTube to an extent. But, yeah. Well, we'll do app by app, see how it goes. And just thicken the outlines on these before I start colouring stuff in. That is a terrible. Let me just even this out. There we go. Did I? Whoops. There we go. Perfect. Dawn, you think so? Yeah. I've definitely got some. Like I occasionally go on TikTok and I just get like a bajillion mentions, but. I feel like TikTok as an app just isn't built very good. I don't know. I mean, I've thought so for a while, but like the desktop version, like the web version, is just so shoddy, in my opinion. Is that how it is on TikTok, like the donation thing? That's kind of crazy. Oh hell yeah, I'm in then. What do you mean you didn't mean to click? Uh-oh, not my fault. Thanks for the money. That was a joke, by the way. I wouldn't actually do that. just so we're clear. Unless I should do a TikTok live and just ask for a Hikari dance tax. If you've profited off Hikari dance, pay up. Because I didn't. Should I make... Is the nose a different colour? No, it's just the nose of the nose, okay. The mouth is, though. A fellow money lover. I mean, who doesn't love money to an extent, you know? I have to do it live on 5 different platforms. Yeah, I can live stream on TikTok while on Twitch, just to like promote the Twitch. It's like if you want to see what I'm actually looking at on my desktop, join my Twitch stream. I appreciate that, Koryugi. Thank you. I think I've seen your stuff. I'm pretty like it's. I recognize people mostly off of like profile pictures, but I do recognize the name. I think I know, and I've seen your stuff. I think it's great. And to get put in the same mention as Yuki is a big compliment. I really do appreciate that. One Piece greatest anime, agree. I mean, I haven't watched it enough, so I can't really say. Although, what I will say is, and I tweeted this like a couple of days ago as well, for someone who, as someone who hasn't caught up on One Piece, and as someone who isn't, you know, from like an outsider perspective, One Piece seems to get like some of the greatest animated episodes in the entire medium every couple of weeks. Like every couple of weeks I see clips and it's like, do they just drop another episode like this? Like they get another director, another crazy, you know, animator, kind of guest star to drop an absolute 2-minute phenomenon. Like they're doing some crazy things with that anime. Though apparently there was like a mid part of the anime that was quite barren in terms of movement, so I guess it kind of makes up for it. But I mean, I think it deserves it, considering the prestige of the series. I think it's good. It's getting good animation. We have to start posting your videos on TikTok with Subway Surfer gameplay. Dude, honestly, unironically, it would get more views. I'm not even kidding, and it's so sad. Like, unironically, it might be time to... Like, imagine the brain rot of pairing Hikari Dance with Subway Surfer gameplay. I don't think the world's ready for that kind of just degeneracy. Like, at that point, if I, you know, then if the video got removed, I'd understand. I'd be like, you know what, fair enough. There are limits to brain rot, and I've passed them. And the AI explained the video, oh, just everything. Maybe I'll just do that for April Fools. Just make the most degenerate TikTok video and just watch it become my most viewed, and then cry. I mean, Astro Boy is, like, the true... Is Astro Boy credited as like the first anime, or something like that, right? Something along those lines. I don't want to like say for sure. It's like one of the first kind of iconic ones. I know that much. Inspired Mega Man, I assume as well. Not that I've watched Astro Boy for the record, but it's like one of those ones you don't really have to watch it to understand its prestige. Yeah, that's how I feel about TikTok as well. But it's also one of those things where I don't, like, bother really vocalizing it because it would just lead to, you know, people thinking, you know, oh, toxic this, toxic that. So I'm just like, you know, it is what it is. I'll just do what I can do on, you know, other platforms and just keep trying to make stuff and hope stuff does well. Which in some cases has happened, you know. Some cases less so, but I think I'm hardly in a position to complain at the moment. Just gonna put my head down and grind. I don't like the word grind. That sounds brain rotty. There we go. So for those who don't know, plan for next weekend is horror games. So if you've got any suggestions on stuff, feel free to drop them wherever. I think current plans is like mouthwashing is apparently a currently popular horror game. I've seen it trending on Twitter even, so that might be fun. And then I've also got a couple of like just jump scare fests that'll be funny to look back on. Horrible for me at the time. I'm not good with horror games, but in the spirit of the spooky season, we will partake in some horror games. I should wear late foundations? Yeah. First black and white series. Ah, gotcha. Yeah, I knew it was definitely the first of something. think the biggest thing I'm happy about these streams is that my internet isn't absolute garbage. That was my biggest concern. Everything was looking great, stream setup, transitions, webcam, microphone, but the one thing I wasn't confident on was my internet. But it seems to be good. And even when it dips, I know how to fix it, so we're good. Alright, okay, I've done the outlining I need to do. Now let's just color this cat. Pretty simple stuff, to be honest. It's not a complicated panel. Which after the previous one is kind of what I need. Just very simple. We're just going to color the outline. Don't have to worry about being very precise, because when we use the multiply brush, it's not going to affect the darkest colors. And it's really satisfying. Oh, I love this soundtrack. Boom. Easy. Next one, the bell. There you go. Tablet for MMV efficient? Could be. You see there's a horror game about you examining other people's butts. I haven't heard of that one, no. Was it like you guess the wrong butts, you get jump scared, or? Why is it not doubling up? Oh wait, it's because it's just the same light color, I guess. Ah. There we go. I like adding a bit of shadow on the bell, to be honest. Never gonna check out a channel called Alphabet Gamer for preview. Short horror games? Okay, I'll check that out, thanks. Because that is pretty much what I'm looking for. Short kind of horror games. I think mouthwashing might be worth its own stream, so we'll probably do that. And then we'll have one of the streams of some shorter, crappier ones. I say crappier, like, you know, not quality, but, you know. I think we can admit that the horror genre is a bit dime a dozen sometimes. I assume that's not like a hot take, right? But I mean, I think it's one of the good things about the horror genre as well. It's where it's just very, what's the word? Kind of, I don't know, just invites a lot of indie devs and ideas. Even if some ideas are a little bit old and recycled. Slay the Princess, never heard of it. Revenge of the Colon. So you could be making these up and I'd just be like, oh, okay, cool. Because I have no idea. There's this old one which I've bought. Well, I say I've bought. I bought it like 10 years ago, called Dungeon Nightmares 2, and I played Dungeon Nightmares 1 when I was younger, for some video recording thing, and it was horrifying. It was just a jump scare fest, and I think the sequel, I can only assume, is similar. So that'll be funny, I think. I don't know what to do about lighting though, because I don't have like a ring light or anything. I just use my like ceiling lights, so I can't really make it much darker than this, but maybe I'll try to figure something out before next week. I love this soundtrack as well. Did anyone else play the Pokemon Mystery Dungeon games? I love those as a kid. I don't think I played the 3DS ones, but Explorers of Time, or Darkness, or Sky, whichever. Red Rescue Team, those ones. Great games. Sword and Shield, nice. I will be honest, Sword and Shield, in my opinion, and look, again, I just want to preface by saying, if those are your favourite games, hey, you know, to each their own, I respect that. However, in my opinion, Sword and Shield is easily, if I ever did like a Pokemon tier list, let me tell you now, Sword and Shield, down to D tier. I enjoyed that game when I played it, but I just, like, when I looked back on it, and I really looked at the game for what it is, I just kind of went, wow, yeah, no, that's definitely one of the worst Pokemon games, easily. I'm sorry, Tatsu. Look, again, look. Hey, look, I think it's, you know, it's still an enjoyable game. Especially if it's your first Pokemon game, that's great, you know? It was the first Pokemon game on Switch, so it still had that appeal. You know, the character customization was pretty cool. The post-game was awful. You know, the region structure was kind of awful. The exploration was kind of awful. But, you know, it had its good parts. The battle music, I think, is one of the best in the entire game. Or entire series, should I say. So, you know, it has its plus sides. It's just other parts of it, not the best. Ninja Kamari Episode 1 Animation's Grace, agree. I've never watched it. I've only heard bad things about Ninja Kamui. I'm not going to lie to you. I've only ever heard that apparently it drops off a cliff in terms of quality. So, I can't tell you. The mouth. Tatsu, if you do ever play another Pokemon game, I recommend the best one in my opinion is Black and White 2, but I also think Hard Gold Soul Silver is a really good one. You get like 2 regions in one. Really good time. In terms of Switch ones, I mean, Scarlet and Violet's enjoyable enough. Legends Arceus is pretty fun, although it's kind of different formula. What else? Platinum, classic. Don't think it's aged quite as well because of how slow it is, but there we go. So I'm getting distracted by the music. There's a lot of good choices. I don't know if I played Pearl. Pearl was the first one I played properly. I think the first ever Pokemon game I technically played was Pokemon Gold or Silver or Crystal on a aeroplane flight. I can't remember where I was going. I can't remember the airline. I assume they don't have Pokemon on airlines anymore, but I distinctly remember I was in an aeroplane and I was playing. I remember the Miltank. I don't remember getting far. My first proper exposure to Pokemon, I think outside the anime, was Pokemon Pearl as well. It's the first one I played in 2007 when I got a DS. And I loved it. I fell in love with Pokemon Pearl, and I've been playing every mainline game since, pretty much. Not like every, you know, both versions, but I've basically played every generation since. It's kind of got me in shackles. Because I don't think I can skip one. Unless it's like the crappy spin-offs or remakes. Like, I'm never playing Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl. Even at gunpoint, you couldn't convince me to play that game. Yeah, I remember that Pokemon movie as well. Although, I mean, I like vaguely remember it. What's left to colour? It's just the head, I think. Yeah. Whoops, that's not the thing I meant to zoom in on. Whoa. Not the most flattering photo. There we go. And now the ears. Alright, we're almost done, so how long will we be streaming? Okay, cool. Almost at 2 hours, not bad. We'll probably end it at 2 hours, I reckon. Got 10 more minutes, so we'll just colour this last one, and then we'll just chill out. Actually, I might just do a Pokemon tier list, you know. Pokemon games tier list. Thoughts? Because, like, I need to see Sword and Shield in a low tier. I need to see it. I need to be able to visualize it. Again, it's not the worst Pokemon game. There are worse ones, probably. Maybe. Maybe. Okay, I think that's done. Yeah, I think that's covered. Yeah. Again, pretty simple. The Turbo Grannies are a breeze to color compared to the other ones. When AE tutorial? I don't know. I said before, earlier in the stream, I don't know if you were there, that it's tricky to do After Effects stuff on here because After Effects takes a lot of resources and so does OBS. And last time, when I tried to have OBS and After Effects and Photoshop open at the same time, the PC almost crashed and ran out of memory. So, I don't know. If I do After Effects stuff, it'll be smaller, less plugin heavy stuff. But I'm not sure specifically when. Emerald comes first. Alright, let me... So we've done this, that's cool. Let me just go back to just chatting. Close Photoshop. What's a good Pokemon tier list? What's that website called? Tier List Maker? Pokemon. I might put on my main screen. Pokemon games. Because I like Emerald as well. It's not my favorite because I didn't really grow up with it, but... you think like a standard Pokemon one would be at the top. This one's maybe too many games. I haven't played every single mainline, but... Let's... let me find a better one. We'll do this tier list, and then I will end the stream there. And then we should be affiliate tomorrow. This time tomorrow will be affiliate, and I will set up emotes and stuff, and we can have people Hikari dancing in my chat, for better or worse. Don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. It's just, it'll be a thing. Why is there not a Pokemon game one? That's a little bit bizarre. Again, I need to get this microphone set up so I'm not like being blocked. Okay, yeah, this works. Close that. Okay. There we go. If you're a Twitch affiliate tomorrow, I will do a backflip. I should be you'll be doing a backflip then, because I've reached every requirement except days streams. I'm 6 out of 7. So I assume I just get it. I don't know if I have to like do an application afterwards and then they'll be like, we'll get back to you in 3 days. I don't know. Right off the bat, Black and White 2, S tier. Let's just make that clear. Best games in my opinion. Alongside that, like the easy choice, Heart Gold Soul Silver, up there as well. I think the first Black and White's also up there. I think Platinum's also up there. I don't know the exact order of these, but they're definitely all S tier. Then, again, I don't have a personal love for Emeralds. I didn't really grow up with it, but it's up there anyway. To be honest, I think Ruby and Sapphire are also pretty close behind. I know I don't really have like a bias towards any of the games in there, but I enjoy them all. Didn't play the original Fire and Red, but I played Fire Red Leaf Green. I think they're solid games. I don't know if I'd put them at S or B, A or B. Not from B. I want to spread out the tier list. Original Gold and Silver, didn't play them enough. Diamond and Pearl is like a B tier, because I do think Platinum adds a lot. X and Y is like C tier maybe, because X and Y is kind of limited. Yeah, your comment about Sword and Shield, kind of got me kind of wondering, you know. Speaking of Sword and Shield, hey, welcome back. Actually, no, that's not fair. That's not fair. How do I... There we go. Wait, oh, sorry, I didn't mean to swap those. There we go. Let's just be honest with ourselves. Thank you. Okay, cool. Nice. Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire, I actually really love these games. But I don't know if they say they're better than Emerald. I'll put them there. I think they're better than the originals, but I don't think they're better than Emerald. Actually, I'll put you there. I want to spread out the tier list. Sword and Shield. Sun and Moon, I think, are really good games. I don't know if I'd put them above Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire, though. I'd put Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon above. And then I'd put... In fact, I'd put those there. And then Sun and Moon can stay there. Then these... are even worse. I'm actually... That's... Never mind. The worst games are the Gen 4 remakes. I changed my mind. If you ever play Gen 4, don't do yourself the disservice of playing Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl. Platinum's right there. Just play that one, in my opinion. What else? Legends Arceus is a genuinely really good game. It's just kind of held back by being half finished. So... I don't know where to put this one. Here, maybe? Yeah, like that. And then Scarlet and Violet's like... I just spread this out more. Put that there. Yeah, Scarlet and Violet's also just kind of half finished. In my opinion. And then Hello Pikachu, Hello Eevee. There, I guess. Actually, but X and Y can't be that low. Yeah, like that, mate. Nah, I like Y more. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't like Hello Pikachu or Eevee. I didn't like the gameplay at all. I didn't like the catching, like the Pokemon Go style thing. Wasn't a fan of. Yeah, so that's the tier list. The definitive tier list, objectively correct. The important thing is that Sword and Shield is low, and the Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl is lower. Do you watch Beyblade opinions about Kai? I don't watch Beyblade. Never did when I was a kid. When I was a kid, I watched Bakugan. That was the one I watched. Bakugan, Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh! Those kind of things. It's, yeah, I think it's a pretty safe list for the most part. Like, the games people generally don't like are lower down. Maybe Diamond and Pearl is a little bit too low. I think it might be being too harsh, because everyone tells me it's, like, aged poorly. So, like, this could go B, maybe. The thing with X and Y is the game I probably put the most time into. But my issue with X and Y is that it's just very short. And I think the jump to 3D was... A lot was put into that, and not a ton was put into, like, the post-game, and... You know, I mean, there's, like, all leaks about, like, cut content and stuff, and the cut Pokemon Z or Z. So, yeah, I'm kind of mixed on X and Y. What we do after stream? Sleep, probably. What's the time now? It is... Oh, it's only 11 PM. Yeah, I'll probably go sleep. Back up my files, sleep. That's about it. After I take the onesie off, of course. But yeah. Boom. Good stream. Sleepy guy. I'm not actually sleepy. That's the problem. I'm not sleepy, but I should be. Because it's making it difficult to sleep at night, and then I wake up too late, and I just kind of feel tired by the time I have to stream. Luckily, I'm not tired now, so we're fine. But, yeah, not a bad tier list. Solid stuff. Night out? Yeah, pretty much. Alright. Nice. Good stream. We had quite a few people in here, surprisingly. We had a lot of people in here, actually. So thanks for stopping by. Appreciate it. Thanks for all the new follows. Anyone who's in chat or just lurking, I appreciate you a lot. Yeah, next Twitch stream should be on Friday. I don't know if it's going to be Hollow Knight or straight into horror games. I'm not sure yet, but yeah, you'll see from the stream title. I'll give a heads up. But yeah, peace. Take care. Much love. See you in the next one.